call.
Yeah.
Might as well.
You want me to record?
No, you don't. No.
Okay.
Right.
I mean, maybe. I think it would be harder.
It's
Yeah,
easy
I think it'd just be just as easy to do it through Skype.
Yeah. Okay, so now to explain how we, or actually, I guess we don't need her to clap, right? Or should we?
Nope, we don't.
Okay, cool. Well, we are going to like clap. We'll say 1, 2, 3, record to record together, and then we'll clap because we line up like audio, and then we'll just go to like introduction and starting.
Okay, awesome.
Sierra, 1, 2, 3, record.
I was delayed on my record. Sorry, my mouse wasn't on the button right. But oh well. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. All right.
Welcome back to the In Raw Life podcast. I am super excited that you're here today, especially because we have a really amazing and incredible guest. Her name is Kate from Luminous Life. And this month we are doing our challenge, and we wanted to bring Kate in because she is an awesome nutritionist and knows all about health and like doing it easy for moms and for busy working people. And she believes, I'll let her tell you all about what she believes. But I've been working with her for about a month now, and I just love everything that she puts out. So I was super excited to join us on the podcast. Some of her best ideas and tips. So Kate, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you so much. That was such a nice intro. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, thanks for being here. And before we fully get into it, I do want to remind our listeners that if you want to be a part of our podcast, you can send us a clip. You don't even have to come on and do a full-length episode. You can send us a clip of what it means to you to be strong. And you can send that to podcast@innerlife.com. And we just might feature you at the beginning of an episode.
We also want to remind you to rate, review, subscribe, help our podcast to grow. Hearing from you, not you talking to us, but you talking to the podcast people, they believe you. They know what you're saying is true because you're listening and you're also rating. So when you do that, then they will tell other people that what we're putting out is good stuff. And that helps our podcast to spread and inspire more people. So if you want to be a part of inspiring more people, it's as simple as clicking a 5-star rating and submitting a review. Even just one of those would be awesome. So go ahead and do that wherever you're listening to your podcast.
Oh, I know that I've gotten to know you a little bit over the past few months, but Sierra does not know you, nor do our listeners. So can you give us like a little like cliff notes on who Kate is, your story, and what brought you to being a nutritionist and in the health world?
Yeah, absolutely. So I am actually a nutrition coach, so not a new nutritionist. But wow. So going back on my journey, the reason that I got into this is because, in my early 20s, I was always not eating enough and thinking that I had to eat specific foods that were labeled your typical diet foods. So breakfast would always be a smoothie. I wouldn't have a snack. Lunch would always be protein and vegetables. Then I wouldn't have another snack. And then I'd have, protein and vegetables for dinner, and I'd be starving. And then, it would keep going like that. And then I'd be like, you know what, I'm not going to do this. And then I would just eat whatever. And it was just a cycle. So, when I got engaged, I was like, I want to do this differently. I want to do this the right way. And I don't want to deprive myself. And I want to figure out a way that I can really reach my goals by eating the foods that I love. So I just started kind of playing around with things, and I was seeing results with myself. And leading up to my wedding, I was just so happy with how I was feeling because my energy was so much higher and I was eating way more than I ever had. And I just felt really good. So around my wedding is when I enrolled in my first nutrition course, which was a fitness nutrition specialist. So, because I am also into working out as well. And that was my first course. And right after my wedding, I just kind of jumped in and started making my own programs. And I just wanted to share it with women because I think that that's something that women struggle with a lot. is not knowing what to eat. There's so many things out there that says, don't eat carbs, don't eat too much protein. Make sure you're eating the right amount. Should you have 3 meals or 5 meals? And it all goes back to, listening to your body and listening to what the foods that you like to eat. And, depending on your specific goal, I think there's many ways to get you there while not feeling depleted and just kind of overall icky about how you're doing it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I know that you are a mom and you were teaching. I don't know how long you were teaching for.
Yes, I still am a teacher. I am going into my 10th year, so I'm doing both.
Yeah, so you're a teacher, you're a mom. You have another one on the way.
Yes, I have another one on the way, another girl. So I am 16 weeks.
Yay, congratulations.
Thank you. I'm so excited for another blessing. Oh, what a cutie.
He says congratulations too.
Yeah. And yeah, so our family is growing. We're also moving. We have a lot going on. We're building a home. We're in Chicago right now. We're moving to Indiana. So it's been a busy, busy summer, but I'm grateful for every moment of it. It's really awesome.
Oh my gosh, so that's amazing.
Yeah.
Give a story like that to our listeners to encourage them. Like, she has, we all have our plate so full, and you do nutrition so well in a way that works for you and your family. And it's like easy and you enjoy it and it's sustainable. So that's what I think is super cool.
Well, you jumped right in and you're a rock star. I was like looking at her first week and I was like, wow. And you're just, because I can see everyone's meals.
To it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I can see everyone's meals, and she's just so good about, really nurturing her body and making sure she's getting enough food, and she's choosing food she likes, and she's like putting vegetables throughout her day, fruits, protein, all the good things. So you're doing really well.
Not my first rodeo, but yeah, I like that it's giving me that structure to follow and like everything that goes into the program. Want to tell a little bit about your program, and then we're going to talk about your philosophy about food?
Sure, absolutely. So I originally started Luminous Life with my younger sister, Nora. Sorry, my phone's ringing. She has since moved on to be a spiritual life coach. So originally she was on the fitness side of Luminous Life, and she kind of has taken a different path, and I'm so proud of her. But when she kind of went off on her own, I was basically doing the program that I'm doing now, which is sending women, depending on their goal. I read over a questionnaire, and then I have 12 weeks of meal ideas. I have a lot of different grocery lists. And then I also have like an individual, it's usually 5 to 6 page plan based on your lifestyle, your family, what you need. And we just talk about your overall goals. But the coolest part is in January, I came out with an app. So I can actually see what you're eating like throughout the day. It's really easy. You just kind of scan everything in, and then I can give you weekly feedback. So I think that that's a big game changer. Before, I couldn't see what anyone was eating, and I feel like the accountability wasn't there if your goal was like weight loss or muscle gain. And then now that I can see that, I feel like people are becoming a lot more successful because I can actually give them the feedback that they need to move into the next week. And then eventually people are just so educated on like how to fuel their own bodies that they don't need me anymore, but they do stay in the app usually, just because in the app, it's a community of women who have, there's different groups within it. So there's a meal prep group, there's a mindset group, there's a recipe group, and then there's a grocery staple group. So there's just a lot going on in there, which is really great because a lot of us are moms and we can bounce ideas off each other. And it's just really come, full force, I feel like, with the app piece. So, yeah.
It's breaking up, Jessica. You can't hear her, can you?
No, I can't.
Yeah, shoot. Jessica, where are you? She's frozen with a smile at least.
That's okay.
Oh man. We might have to hang up and call again. Sometimes that happens.
Okay.
Yeah, she's frozen. All right, let's hang up and then we'll just call right back and
All right, sounds good.
Okay.
All right.
Bye.
I last went over like the app and what the program looks like. And then you say something about that, but I couldn't hear you.
Okay. Yeah, I was saying I love the accountability part because like if it's something that maybe I shouldn't quite be fitting in or it might like go a little over the calories, I'm like a stickler for rules. So one, I'm like, okay, I'm hungry. I like just put it in. Like I don't care, even just like the tiniest little X, just record it. The accountability is there. Like that's the reason for it. So I like that part. Or it tells me, wait, if you're really feeling like you don't want her to be seeing that, maybe you shouldn't be eating it. Like
yeah, I think that like that is super helpful for people. And I try to get that point across too. Like I'm a human being too. And so if I don't see her one day, or I'm not going to like come and knock at your door because I am a big believer of balance in my life. So, but it just does help to keep you on track. And I think it's a good learning piece too, because the more information that I have about what your day looks like, the more I can give you. You know,
exactly. Yeah, if I want the most out of it, like you need to know everything, and that's okay. And again, the accountability part, like I know it's okay to have these things, but like if I'm feeling like nervous about someone else seeing it, then maybe that's telling me something, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
And we have a group of ladies kind of doing it with us. We have a conversation that's keeping us accountable to doing what we said we were going to do, which I love.
Yes. Yeah, thank you. It's been an awesome transition with the app for sure. I like it a lot.
Yeah, and I love the like sharing about meals and recipes and everything because it's definitely given me really good ideas.
I know me too. And then it's just like, and that's a big philosophy, and I'm sure we'll get into that I have is like anything that you want in your life you can have. You know, there's always a way to make a cleaner version of it that's going to give you more nutrients than, you know, a different way that you're used to making. Like, I think that there's always great substitutes for things. And so that's kind of a big piece of it too.
Can you give us, so like we have a lot of moms that listen to the podcast. Can you give us some tips for like moms who are on the go, who are trying to like I know when I'm not sticking to my like I know how to eat healthy, but sometimes I'm like, whatever, when I'm not like in our challenge right now, I'm definitely eating healthy. So I eat a lot more Aussie bites than chips or whatever. Like sometimes I'll just grab some pretzel sticks or something that's easy to eat on the go. Do you have any recommendations for like things that are easy for a very busy lifestyle?
Absolutely. First of all, I want to say the air and water show is going on. If you've been hearing these like crazy I'm like, at first I was like, what is that? But okay, so I want to let everyone know that happens.
That's so funny.
It's a big weekend in Chicago for that. But anyways, so yeah, for busy moms. So as far as like easy meals for your family, I really believe that, you know, focusing on a protein, a carbohydrate, and a fat and a vegetable and some type of sauce is like the easiest thing that you can do. So for example, like super easy, throwing, you know, a pound of chicken in the crock pot with potatoes and some salsa, like mild salsa or something like that, and then making vegetables like when it's ready and just kind of having your family eat that. If most kids don't like salsa or something like that, I think that like if your kids like mac and cheese, I always tell moms it's really great to do like a chickpea, lentil, just one of those type of pastas. And I'm a big fan of cashew queso, which I'm sure Jessica knows. So, and I'm not completely dairy free, but I do think that like little substitutes like that, because in the cashew queso, it's like just really, you know, clean spices, low sodium. It has cashews in it, but it tastes like cheese. And so something like that for kids is great. As far as like being a mom on the go, something I really like is doing protein oats. So it's just one serving of oatmeal, and then you just literally stir in a scoop of protein, and you can eat it cold. So like sometimes I'll eat it like in the car when I'm driving around. I'm a big fan of like
when you say stir in a scoop of protein, do you mean protein powder or like peanut butter?
Protein powder.
Oh, okay.
So you make like one serving of oats, and then you can do one scoop of protein powder. And that's also really good if you have like a chocolate craving, which I think a lot of us do in life.
Oh, always. Every day.
So that's a really good on the go one. And as far as like other snacks, I'm really big into looking into ingredients. So if you're going to grab a bar, I would definitely look at like the added sugar content, and then look at the actual ingredients. So like if you were to look at a perfect bar, for example, those ingredients are all things that you know, they're very clean. But then some of the bars that are lower calories are not, you know, they have like way more ingredients. You don't know what they are. So I always tell moms to just ingredients over calories sometimes, because you want to make sure that you're putting the right things into your body. So bars are really good on the go. I also love like turkey jerky and beef jerky. But again, looking at the ingredients, I always make sure they're like Whole30 or paleo approved. So that, you know, the ingredients should just be turkey, a couple of spices, and that's it. Whereas if you look at some other ones, it's all processed, a ton of sodium, and there's like a long list of ingredients. So I think that's a big part of my program too that I didn't mention before. I'm going off on a tangent now, but it's so important to look at the things you're eating too, and like look at the ingredients in all the different items that you're buying at the store, especially for you and your kids. But that's part of my on-the-go snacks and stuff like that for moms. I definitely have like a ton of meal ideas about that in my guide, but that's just a couple examples.
So you were saying,
dang it. You don't hear her, right, Kate?
No, I don't.
Dang it. Oh, man. I don't know what is happening today. Skype's getting too old.
I know. I was like, I haven't heard of Skype in forever. It's so funny.
I know. Shoot. I wonder if she can hear us. I'm texting her. Okay. Well, I guess we'll hang up and try again.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, that's okay. No worries.
Hopefully I'll see you this time, because I was hating I can't see you still, and I'm just like,
oh my gosh, you're so funny. All right, no worries.
All right, we'll try again.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Hello?
Good. That worked.
That worked. Okay, so I was gonna say before we get like even further, do you want to give us your philosophy, like your official, like I know it's about balancing and like eating things that you actually like and eating really clean. So like how you actually make it work to where it's sustainable eating and intentional eating and actually enjoying it.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think that, at first when I was learning about this stuff, I wasn't as into ingredients, but I quickly saw, like, when I started reading labels, that it was more than just calories. So I think that, like, what I like to teach women, especially through the app in my daily videos that you probably see, is like I'm always showing the ingredients and talking about them. So that's like a big thing for me. I think sometimes that's even bigger than calories. And then to be sustainable, I really believe that you need to eat foods that you like and not eat foods that someone tells you to eat. So, like, if you go to a lot of, nutrition coaches or even, nutritionists, dietitians, they might say, okay, you need to eat 4 ounces of chicken with 1 cup of broccoli and tell you exactly what to eat. And it's like, first of all, you might not even like that stuff that much, and then you're gonna want different things. So that's the first piece of it. And the second piece of it is that we're all hungry at different times. We all get hungrier on different days, more hungry on different days. So I just think that having like a good guideline of, different ideas works for people. And then if your goal is weight loss or muscle gain, staying within the plan that I give you as far as like numbers to follow and stuff like that is going to give you the most results. But I really do believe that you can find so much balance in your life and reach your goals, and you're not going to feel deprived. And like was my goal with this, because I felt like I was always feeling deprived when I wanted to lose weight, and like that's just not a way to live. I love food, and food is meant to be enjoyed. So
That's what drew me to you, is because I would see like all the stuff that you post and I was like, oh, that looks amazing and delicious. And like, that's real food
yeah,
I want to be eating. Like, I like that stuff better than some of the like crap you might buy and then just randomly eat and don't know what you're doing. Like, I love it.
right. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, you've been very successful with it. It's awesome. I love how you said that some days you're hungrier than others. That's like, can you speak into that a little bit more? Because I like, obviously I've lived that. And then days you're dieting, you're like, oh, but I just want everything today. Can you talk about that a little bit? Yeah. So I think that, as women, we have a lot going on, our hormones, our cycle, everything, being busy with our kids or just different types of workouts. So I don't know if you've noticed, if you do like a high intensity workout, one day you're going to be starving that day. But
Yes.
if you do something lighter like yoga and Pilates, you're not as hungry. And so for someone to tell you if on those days that like you can only eat, these things when you're starving after a high intensity workout, that's not going to be successful, because you're going to be starving and then you're going to fall off the wagon. And then, it's kind of a cycle from there. So yeah, I find that some days I'm not as hungry and I just like to listen to my body. Other days I'm starving and I will go over what I probably intended to eat, but I know that's okay, because you need to listen to yourself. If you're actually hungry, you need to listen to what you want and what your body needs. And so I think that's like a big thing that I like to teach as well, because, I do give women who have a weight loss goal calories, but if they go over, I mean, that's fine. Some days you need more food. And I think that that's something that we have to honor.
Yeah, I like that I learned from you like the balance of it, because we talk about macros too, and you kind of help set that up properly. But when I was freaking out, I was like, oh my gosh, like I just cannot hit my protein goal some days. And you're like, the calories is the most important thing first. And how you lay out that, like if you're not as hungry on one day and you happen to not hit your calories, and then you're hungrier the next day and you like make up for it, as long as it's like within like a week's time, it's kind of all balanced out.
Yes, absolutely. And I'm glad you said that too, because that's a big thing that I've developed along the way. It's because I did learn about macronutrients and tracking them, which is like extremely popular right now. But with my own, trial and error, I've realized that like those aren't the most important thing. The most important thing is really getting a good balance of protein, carbs, and fats throughout your day. So like just aim to have those three things at especially your big 3 meals, and you're going to be good. Like if you don't hit those exact numbers, you're totally fine. It's just, it's all about just making sure throughout your day you have a good balance of everything. Do you have any wisdom towards like the psychology behind why people eat more than they want or should? Do you know what I mean?
I can speak to my own experience. Did you want to finish?
Oh, I was just gonna say, like, I know I have friends that like they want to diet. They're not opposed to diet. They know how, like, I don't like the word diet, but you know what I'm like for like ease sake. Like they just want to eat healthy. They want to get in shape, and they even know the foods they should eat. But then like at the end of the day, it's like almost like, oh, but if I like the food is something I can control when life seems out of control. And then they'll like emotionally eating or things of that nature. Like, do you have any, can you speak any wisdom into that?
So I want to say that, I think everyone's journey is different, and I can't speak to that as a whole. And I know that, as women, life's hard enough without, someone judging you for that. But I can speak to my experience with it. And I think that what I see the most is that pretty much every single time someone comes to me, they, number one, aren't eating enough. And so what happens is they don't eat enough, they're starving. And then they're like, screw it, I'm just going to go get something because I am starving and I'm done with this because I've been eating smoothies for 4 days and I can't do this anymore.
Yeah.
So that's, I see that a lot. And I also think that when you're not eating the foods that you like, so like, for example, I used to think that I couldn't eat potatoes and they still are my favorite food. You can eat potatoes, but you have to have the serving, which is usually a cup. Like you can have that. I have them sometimes twice a day. I have a cup twice a day. Same with pasta. You can eat pasta, but when you're looking at the label, usually it's 2 ounces that you should be eating. So if you measure out 2 ounces, unfortunately, it's not very much, which I'm like, come on, are you kidding me?
2 ounces like, cooked or uncooked?
Like, uncooked.
Sometimes, most of the time it's uncooked on the label. But the thing is, it's like just being aware of that. And that's not to say that you're restricting yourself, but being aware of those portions and knowing that you can have really whatever you want is just really something that helps people. Because when you cut out those things that you love, like if I were to cut out pasta and potatoes, I would just be like, I can't do this. I just can't.
Yeah. What's the point? Why am I even living if I can't have pasta and potatoes? Are you Irish and Italian? Because you're speaking my vibe.
I'm 100% Irish. Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
But I think that that's like pretty common in what I see. And that's actually a big reason why I started this, because I was one of those people who, like I said earlier, I would just think I had to eat a certain way. And then I'd be like, I can't do this anymore. And then I'd look for another diet and another diet. And I like that you said you don't like to use the word diet, because I don't either. But there are so many things out there. The most that I'm seeing right now is some people that I work with are big keto fans, and they're losing the weight that they want to lose. But in my head, I'm like, but you're going to want carbs someday. You're really going to want carbs someday. And I know that there's a lot of health benefits to keto. And I know that a lot of doctors actually are recommending it for stuff, but unless it's for like a health reason or something like that, I think that life is to be lived and we shouldn't deprive ourselves of anything. So
it's funny that you mentioned like keto and carbs, because for me, like, maybe I'm wrong or crazy, but I feel like each body kind of craves different things too. Like when I was younger, I wanted meat all the time. And now I think I could eat more of a vegetarian diet.
But one thing I cannot live without is carbs. If I've tried cutting carbs before and I'm starving all day long, no matter how long I go without carbs. I think like my body wants carbs, and maybe I'm just telling myself that because like I want carbs, but I don't think so. Like I'm hungry if I don't have like a piece of wheat toast or something that is carb-ish.
No, I'm super glad you said that actually, because that's a big thing that I like to say too. So, and that actually was in one of my recent newsletters. Some people like more carbs, some people like more fats. And that's why that's another thing. You shouldn't try to just hit that macro number that someone gives you, because I always say you can interchange the carbs and fats. Some people thrive off just eating more fat. Like they are like, I have the most energy. I feel great. I'm full. And to your point, I'm more of a carb person. I think some people are like, I need carbs, especially like if I work out and throughout my day, I need to like sprinkle them through. One of my best friends, we always have this like argument about it, but he's like a big low carb person. And so like we just mess around with each other. Like he'll be like, I can't believe you're eating that pasta again. And I'll be like, I can't believe you haven't eaten like a carb in a couple days. But like I think he really does, like he thrives off eating like higher fat, and like that's okay, you know. And I think that's great that you said that, because we do have to, that's the biggest thing, is we have to listen to our bodies, and we have to listen to what we want, and we have to just find what works for us at the end of the day. So I don't think that anyone should ever tell you this is exactly what you should be eating at breakfast. This is exactly what you should be eating at lunch. Like that's why I like to provide the numbers and say, you know, focus on hitting them, focus on staying in the ranges. And then I like to give all those meals ideas, because not everyone likes the same food and not everyone's going to feel great on the same things. So I think it's like just super important to give that flexibility.
Yeah, I love it.
Man, now I'm hungry.
I am too. Before we started recording to Jessica, I'm like, I just like grabbed a piece of bread because I needed a snack on my way to this call. So yeah.
So what are like, I don't know, I want to say like your top 3 like tips or food ideas, or like for like busy working, super passionate moms, like what are like the top 3 things to pay attention to? Like how when I started with you, you're like, just focus on calories first, like hit those, or like what's like the best way for someone to be like, okay, these things I can accomplish easily and I can make this change that's sustainable.
So I would say, I know that like people who are busy will say that I don't have time to do that. But if you can just carve out 15 to 20 minutes of your time on a Saturday or Sunday and make a plan. If you don't have a plan, what's that quote? Like, if you're not making a plan, you plan to fail, something like that.
I know what you're talking about, but I can't think of it either.
So yeah, you get my drift. So I would say think of a couple breakfasts that you would enjoy throughout the week, some snacks, lunches, and dinners, and they don't have to be crazy. Most of the things that I eat are super basic. It's usually a protein, a carb, and a fat. So for example, like it'll be shredded chicken in the crock pot with 1 cup of potatoes, 1 cup of broccoli, a tablespoon of ghee butter, and then some buffalo sauce.
Wait, so what butter?
Ghee butter.
Ghee.
Have you heard of it?
Yes. I thought you said ghee butter, like email. And I was like, okay, now we have digital butter.
Digital butter.
Okay, ghee. Yes, I do know what ghee is. Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh man.
That's so funny. So yeah, I basically will base my meals around that little format. And like as a busy mom, that is super easy. I mean, it might sound complicated, but you can make a couple of those lunches a couple days before and you're set, and you can just, you know, eat those. And then on the go snacks, fast ones. I love just like crackers and hummus, carrots and hummus. And I love like easy things, apple and peanut butter. You know, I love paleo snack mix from Thrive Market. It's 200 something calories and it's flavored. So there's ranch, barbecue, and savory, but it's like mixed nuts almost. Super clean ingredients because it's paleo. So just like on the go stuff and easy things, and try to just throughout the week stick to that plan. And we're all busy, but even in the morning, you know, when I'm getting ready to go to school, because I'm a teacher too, you know, it'll probably take me 10 minutes to just pack up everything that I had made in the fridge and then just head out on the go. And, when you start to do that and make that plan, that quick plan, you're going to feel better. Like, it's not only going to be about the weight loss for you, you're going to feel like you have more energy throughout your day. You're going to feel like full. You're going to feel like you can accomplish more because you're not going to be thinking about food. You're not going to be starving. I feel like at this point, my body operates like a machine. Like, it's like every 2 hours, I just eat something and I move on with my day. So I would say that's the biggest thing, is making a plan. And not, like we've talked about a lot, not depriving yourself, I would say. And then the last tip is to be gentle with yourself, because we are all moms, we're all busy. And even if you do great on a Monday and the whole day goes to shit on a Tuesday, you're fine. Just get back on it and try to make choices that are going to make you feel your best, and that you're going to feel the most energy, and you're going to feel like you can accomplish more. Because I think at the end of the day, like, weight loss aside and all these other things that are out there, the best feeling in the world is to feel like you have that energy to do the things that you want to do throughout your day. And I feel like food is my fuel for that. So
yeah, I love that.
I love that you talked about making a plan, because we talk about that so often, including try to like teach our clients and students about meal planning, because it takes that decision fatigue away, like you talked about. Then it's not on your mind, it's not controlling you, and you're not giving any energy to it. Like, it's already done.
Right. Yes, it's done. And you feel good in the process, because you don't have to worry about like, oh, I don't have groceries. What am I going to make tonight? And then, this has happened a couple times to me pregnant, because like, I feel like when I'm pregnant, I don't know what I want to eat. And then I wait too long, and then I'm like, I don't even know what I'm going to get. And then I just eat whatever. So I think like staying on track with that too. And I've been going to the grocery store like every day because I want something different. My husband's like, weren't you just there yesterday? I'm like, yeah, but I want something different.
Listen,
today,
this is a different situation.
This is entirely different. Okay, so what about like, let's say you are a responsible mom, you are checking all the boxes, you've filled out your meal plan, you've got the chicken laid out to make dinner tonight, and you're going to start cooking as soon as you get back from the pediatrician. But then the pediatrician runs so long into dinner, everyone's starving in the car, you have to get food on the go. Where do you go?
Wow.
She's asking for a friend.
No, I mean, I've been in situations like that, but I just feel like that happens sometimes where like, I don't know. I've had it happen multiple times. I think that I'm not alone in it.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think that Chipotle is a super good on the go one.
Oh yeah. Okay.
You can do that really, you can do that for yourself. I'm sure that like, we don't monitor everything that our kids are eating. I mean, I try to, but like sometimes my daughter will not eat what I'm eating.
Yeah.
But like for you, I would say Chipotle is great, because you can just go with something simple like the brown rice, the black beans, a meat, and then like the fajita vegetables. We don't have to always get the avocado. They give you so much avocado, cheese and sour cream, all that other stuff that would just add on. What else do I think is great on the go? Believe it or not, I'm not a huge salad person on the go, because I think that sometimes salads have even more, calories and things in them than if you were to just get like a piece of meat and a carb and a vegetable on a menu when you're eating out. I know that Panera Bread has some good options. What else? I'm trying to think. Before COVID, I don't think hot bars are really open, but I did the Whole Foods hot bar sometimes when I was on the go. Or just any grocery stores like that. Like, I know that you guys you don't have Mariano's there, right?
Mm-mm.
Yeah. So just like things that have grocery stores that have little stations in there, I think that you can find like pretty good options in there as well.
Yeah. And
that was a tough question.
There's so many things that you can look up. Like if it's some sort of chain, it's probably, you can find like the information on what's in it.
Oh, absolutely.
So that
I think that it's like super available these days. A lot of restaurants and everything are putting up their ingredients and their calories. And I think that that's a really good idea.
Yeah,
for sure.
I have another question. Sorry.
There's a dinosaur.
I have a dinosaur and a question for you. One thing that I heard you mention that I was like, oh, shocking. I felt like that was like never allowed. You said that sometimes you eat crackers and hummus. And I thought like you should stay away from all processed foods and et cetera, et cetera. So what do you like? I'm sure you don't eat any, like, I'm sure it's not Ritz. Like, how do you know what to look for in processed food that like is okay or not okay?
That's a great question. So I usually eat, it's a Chicago brand. They're called Simple Mills crackers. And they
I've
just
seen
have,
those. Oh, they have the best
really?
cookies. Yes.
Yeah, they do.
I get them at, what is that store that I haven't been to since I moved? Sprouts. They have them at Sprouts.
Oh, I
They
wish
have them
we had
everywhere
Sprouts
now.
here. Oh, good.
Yeah.
Good for them. They started as like a small Chicago brand. So that's really cool to hear. But yeah, so they have almond flour and like onion, sea salt, just like you can read the ingredients, you know what they are. Just a
In a
couple
cracker?
ingredients. Yeah, you can see if you look at the ingredients, you'll see it right there. Like you know everything in that cracker.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Another good brand is Mary's Gone crackers. You guys have probably seen those.
I haven't. I do not like them.
Yeah, they're not for everyone. I would say Simple Mills is more popular to taste.
Okay.
And then I also get sweet potato crackers from Costco for my daughter too. And the only ingredients in that is like sweet potatoes, olive oil. Like you can see when you're looking at them exactly what's in it. So that's a really good, I'm glad you asked that because yeah, I don't eat just like any type of cracker. I would say I love Thrive Market and I Jessica knows this, but they have so many, oh, you can hear the air and water show. They have so many clean ingredient items and it's easy for moms because they're all discounted. So it's not like, you know, you can kind of just pack up your cart and you can see the ingredients online and it's like an online store. So they really believe in clean ingredients. So I think that that's a really good place to start. If you're a busy mom, you can go on there and order because it's all discounted, which is great. Like I've compared the prices in stores and it's definitely at a lower.
Yeah.
He's so cute. Sorry, I'm looking at your son.
He's putting my other AirPod in his ear and going, yeah.
Oh, what a sweetie.
I guess that's what I do.
Character.
Yeah. Oh, geez.
I love it.
Anyway. Oh my gosh. Okay, sorry. Thrive Market.
Yeah, it's great. It's an online store and I get a lot of my stuff from there. So I order a ton from there and then I just get produce and meat at the store. So I get a lot from there.
Yeah, I've been thinking about starting that because then like if you can't find like Simple Mills at the store that you're going to, but it might be at another store, it's like then you just get all of the good stuff there.
Yeah.
Yes, it's great. I love it. And you can get your first month off, like 25% off the whole thing. I have a code on my website.
Yeah.
One month, let me know. It's awesome. It's changed my life. And then you can do like an order for the month and I'm done with it.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's what I'm all about.
Also, my husband's going to Costco tomorrow and I'm definitely adding sweet potato crackers to the list. That sounds incredible.
Costco's, what's another brand I really like from there for meat? It's a paleo meat. They have like turkey burgers and chicken burgers. Amy Lou's.
Okay.
Amy Lou's. I haven't heard that.
Yeah, look for that. They have like
Costco.
meatballs. Yeah, they have meatballs and turkey burgers and just really easy things. My daughter likes them too. So,
oh, good.
Check out that brand.
Good to know. Thank you.
Yeah.
Did you have anything
so
else?
I was just going to go to the raw
question.
Did Jessica warn you about our raw question that we ask everyone? Not to be confused with raw food. Yeah, she did a little bit. Okay. So basically what we do is we ask every guest what the rawest moment they are willing to share is. And that's just to show our audience that we are all normal. It doesn't matter if we have a highly successful business, if we have a perfect diet or whatever, a beautiful family, like none of that matters because we all go through the hard stuff sometimes. So if you have any story that you're willing to share that just shows a more raw moment in your life, we would love to hear it.
Sure. Yeah. I think a lot of moms can resonate with this, and that's why I wanted to talk about this. But I think having my daughter is the most growth I've ever gone through in my life, because before I had her, I just thought that I had to be perfect at everything in a way. And I think that I didn't realize I could reach out for help. And it was just so much, it was in the middle of a pandemic. I was teaching online. I was running a business. And I just felt like, especially when I got pregnant again at the end, I was just so tired. And so I just actually recently took like the entire summer off social media and just really focused on like going within and like just giving myself the rest that I needed. And I just think that people need to know that, there's so many people starting businesses in the social media world and everything looks great from the outside, but sometimes you don't know what's going on with them. And I think that knowing that people go through that and that they get exhausted too, and they're tired, they're unsure of themselves as a mom, as an entrepreneur, everything. I think that that is something that people should speak out about more, because I felt very alone for a little while. And luckily I found a couple people who I could talk to who were in the same boat that I never realized were. And I just think that as a mom, as a busy mom, I want to let everyone know it's important to always reach out for help if you need it, and take time for you, because you will get tired and you will like burn out. And I just think it's so important to fill up your own cup and love yourself and take care of you first.
Yes. Yeah, I loved seeing when you took that break. Like I remember seeing it on your Instagram and I was like, that is amazing. I'm like so proud of her, because that is what everybody needs to do. Like just be honest with yourself and others. Like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna take the summer off because that's where I'm at right now, and that's what I need and my family needs.
And I was a little scared too, because I was like, am I gonna lose everything? And I didn't.
Oh
and
yeah,
I was like,
the Instagram algorithm it needs you to post daily. These things that we're told that we fit to. I hear you.
I know, I'm kind of over that piece. I'm like, if someone doesn't see it, that's okay. The right people, I know the right people will see it. And I'm also like, that was a big stressor for me, because I think that it's really hard to run a business. And if you're not using social media, and that's such a shame, it shouldn't be that way. But I'm trying to find a lot of balance with that too in my life, because I felt like I was on it too much before. And I think it can just be really draining sometimes.
Yeah. Well, thanks for
Agreed.
sharing that, because we all do go through that. And that's exactly why we have this podcast and everything, is to say, hey, so you are not the only one.
Wait, I cut you off though. Did you lose followers? That's the essential thing. Like you took a summer off. Did you lose a bunch of followers? Is your business failing because of that?
No, it's not actually. I think my followers stayed about the same. And no, my business is still doing well. I think that I put in the post too that I was taking very limited clients, and so I did. I'm picking back up with a big fall challenge starting September 13th. Is it September 13th? Yes. And so I am going to bring on a lot more clients then, but I knew that for myself, I needed to take on limited new clients, and then I needed to just rest, especially if it's my first trimester. So I was like, I need to nap when my daughter naps. I need to, take this time for me, because I was feeling really burnt out. And I think that more people need to speak to that, because I felt very alone. I felt weak at first, but I'm like, you know what? I'm not weak. And that's what I took some time to journal about, all the ways that I love myself and I'm not weak for doing this. And I'm actually going to better myself for my family by doing this. So it was a really important moment. Thank you.
We have less than 10 minutes. I don't know if you guys saw the Zoom thing, but just letting you know.
Well, that's good, because we're at the end anyway.
So now I know I kind of warned you about the lightning round, but I didn't give you questions, obviously. So we like to end our guest interviews with a little lightning round of like 5 questions, just like whatever first comes to your mind, just an answer to that. It's fun. They're like lighthearted. So are you ready for the lightning round?
I think I am. I don't think I knew about this.
Maybe I think I put it in there.
No, you probably did, but I'm glad I don't know about it. All right, let's go.
Okay. I know that you do food related. I know you love your sauces. So what is your number one absolute favorite clean like sauce to spice up a meal?
Wow. I think
Or right
That's a good
now,
pick.
today.
I think corn rind cashew queso.
Nice. I love cashew queso. It's so good.
Yeah.
Okay, so on the opposite end, what is your favorite guilty pleasure snack? Like throw all your rules out the window. Like if you just want whatever you want, what is it?
Cheddar and sour cream ruffles.
Oh, I love those. They're so good.
I love that it's not a sweet. It is. I love
My
it.
husband
Oh my
has
gosh.
shown up a couple
Amazing.
times with those during my pregnancy. He's like, you should
Aw.
have. Yeah.
So
Yeah,
sweet.
He loves you.
Yeah. He knows.
And then I know that you like to travel a lot. So what's been your favorite vacation you ever took?
I think it's when my dad and I went to Ireland. There's 5 girls in my family, but it was just my dad and I, which is super special. And then I would say when I got married in Jamaica, because I mean, I got married in Jamaica.
Yeah.
So,
Enough said.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. And then these last 2 questions we ask all of our guests. The first one is we're huge small business supporters, being a small business ourselves and having you on. But what's one of your favorite small businesses to support or to shop from?
Well, I would have to say my sisters. So my older sister has a virtual bar and bar studio called Bar It
cool.
All. So she does HIIT classes, kickboxing, bar, just a lot of great. She's also really educated in pre and postnatal fitness. So I'm a big advocate for obviously her virtual on-demand platform. And then my little sister, Nora, is a spiritual life coach. So I'm really proud of her. She just transitioned into it and she's just so awesome at it.
Yeah.
So I support her a lot as well. So those are my 2 favorites.
What are the like websites or how do we find them? Because I've been looking for a bar class.
Oh, wow. Awesome. She has like a lot of specials going on. So I can send them after, but I want to believe it's www.baritall.com or .org.
We'll put it in the show
Maybe
notes.
I could, maybe you can put it in the show notes. I can send it to you. And then my little sister Nora's is noravirginia.com. And you could find her on Instagram at Nora Virginia. She's a very amazing spiritual life coach. I love her. She's a doll.
That's so cute.
So.
It's a family of entrepreneurs.
I love it. Yeah.
I know.
So
My
cute.
parents are like, where did this all come from? We're like, I don't know. This happened.
And then our last question is, what is your favorite thing about you?
I think my favorite thing about me is that I have such a big heart. Sometimes it gets me into trouble because I feel others so deeply. But I think that that's my favorite thing.
Oh, I love that. You do.
Thank you.
Well, let our audience know where they can best connect with you. I know you have
And the name of your app. I want to know that.
Wait, no, we'll be past the challenge by then because it will air in October. But yeah, where they can best connect with you and maybe if you know anything coming up after October.
Yeah, so you can find me at luminous_wellness on Instagram. And then I have a link tree in there. And then I'm at luminouslife.org. And we do have a fall challenge coming up September 13th. And I would imagine I'm going to do something leading up to Christmas and the holidays. A lot of people do that differently, but I like to do like a little focus on not just being like, all right, the holidays are here, I'm done, see you guys in the new year, just kind of finding balance throughout the holidays. And I do a weekly newsletter focusing on just like finding balance with that. So that'll be coming up. The app, I'm actually, Jessica asked me about this because she's like, I need to know how, because I know that that's on your radar. So I'm actually right now, I didn't make my own app. I'm paying a third-party app to have all my stuff in there. So that comes with your purchase of a nutrition program. So I don't have an app that you can search yet, but that's one of my big goals. So
nice.
One thing at a time.
Yeah.
That's exciting. That's awesome.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so much
Well-
for joining us.
Yeah,
Thank you for having me.
sharing.
Yeah,
so
it was
great
a really
to-
great.
I was just gonna say
You
it was
go
really great to have the just have some insight, because like we're all, and like the fact that you come at it from a place of like being a mom and being a real person, it just makes it feel so much more comfortable to be like, hey, sometimes I don't have my food stuff together. Can you help me out with that? So thank you for being so real and just who you are.
Thank you so much for having me. You guys are doing amazing things too, and I'm so proud of both of you. You guys are awesome.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, thanks.
I'm going to go ahead and stop. Or we have less than 2
well-
minutes. You want to try to do the closing in that time?
Let's do it so it's all the
Okay,
same
let's
volume.
go.
We'll do it
Go.
fast. Well, thanks for joining us today. As I mentioned earlier, if you want to be a part of the show, we'd love to have you. Send that strength clip to podcast@inrawlife.com. And don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe.
Until next week, I hope that you take...
Instagram. Mention Instagram.
Oh. You can also find us on Instagram @inrawlife.co, where you can find many more of our tips, tricks, and antics. And until next week, I hope that you take in some of Kate's tips. She has some really amazing ideas. Go check her out online. I promise you it is worth it, and get on her newsletter. And when you go to the grocery store next, make sure to pick up some e-butter. Or would that be the online digital grocery store?
No, you can get it anywhere.
Yeah.
Anywhere.
Okay, awesome. I'm going to stop and hope.
Don't forget your bye. Say your bye.
Oh, bye.
Okay.